Bama Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, good news for most people, indifferent news to bad for me. Somebody I roll with in the heavyweight division, my heavyweight champ, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Well, Deontay Wilder said he's coming back, right? And I say, damn, he's coming back, hey, listen, when we're talking about excitement for the heavyweight division, you're talking about Deontay Wilder. It was exciting to have Deontay Wilder there the whole time. I personally say damn because I followed the whole career. Not the whole career, but a lot of it, right? I seen a young man coming from 19 years old, skinny, not knowing how to box, wild as hell, but had the heart, and come in and be very small, much smaller than all the guys he was fighting, and then knock out a whole bunch of guys, and then become a legend. Deontay Wilder retired after losing to Tyson Fury in the third fight, and for me, I was okay with that. He's a legend in my heart. He's a legend, period. Every time you say who's the hardest puncher in boxing history, his name will show up forever. Those are good things to have, right? He's got him a statue in his city of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. They made him the Bronze Bomber a statue, which they should have. He's a legend for their city. He's one of the biggest things that come out of that city. That's great for him. And the bottom line is here in the climate that we're living in with all this divide and blatant racism, right? Let's call it what it is. There's no reason to talk around if we have things happening. Deontay Wilder is not getting a fair shake. He didn't get a fair shake. And I feel as though he was cheated against Tyson Fury. And here we have a guy, and I'm just going to give you an example. We have a guy who robbed banks a lot. Then a bank got robbed. And then we said that the guy who said, hey, that was the guy who robbed the bank, we called him a conspiracy theorist. Every time we talk about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury's second fight, we talk about the gloves and maybe the water being contaminated and stuff like that, and you have proof for it. Well, for example, Tyson Fury not taking the water at the press conference. You have tons of pictures of gloves. You have Tyson Fury having cheated with his gloves against Christian Hammer and John McDermott, but no one wants to look into it. So we have a bank robber who robs banks all the time. A bank got robbed. Somebody said it was him, and we said we're not looking into it, and we're calling the guy who said it was him a conspiracy theorist. That's why it's patronizing to me. And the whole boxing industry left it alone and continue to say that Deontay Wilder was a conspiracy theorist instead of looking into the person who does this and has done this on many occasions. Come from a bare-knuckle family. Father been in jail for poking somebody's damn eyes out, gouging the eyes out. And we're not, and I'm with a damn a mafia boss, is my boy. None of that makes anybody want to look into that. For me, that's patronizing and it's evil. And so Deontay Wilder retiring is the best thing in the world. You don't need anything to do with these people. Anything to do with these people. And the people that have done those things are still in boxing, running rampant. So I would rather Deontay Wilder, if they didn't even investigate, that's why I didn't want him to fight Tyson Fury the third fight. I want to go to a court, an arbitrary court, to have them look into all this stuff. So all the people who ignored that, including the media, that something has happened, that they have to deal with repercussions for their behavior. Because media always wants the scoop. But when it came to Deontay Wilder, they just ignored it. And people in the internet, we got all the information. That's ridiculous. So that's why, and for me, Wilder doesn't have to do anything more. His legacy is sealed and secured. Hey, listen, a guy 6'9", 270 to 300 pounds, Wilder can't beat him. He's knocked that guy down 4 times, 2 of which of the times were long counts for that 50 pounds heavier guy. And the guy got up and beat Deontay Wilder. So Deontay Wilder has a draw, which he won. Right? So for me, Deontay Wilder is 1 and 2 versus Tyson Fury. That to me is not bad because the guy, hey, I knocked out guys with 25 pounds heavier than me my whole career. This one's 50 pounds heavier than me, and I just can't beat him. He's 6'9", 270 to 300 pounds. So that's not bad. You beat everybody else and you held your title, had 10 title defenses. His legacy is sealed for me. And the only reason, if we were in a normal society where color had nothing to do with anything, right? Everyone was colorblind, then everyone would be Deontay Wilder fans. They would. You would be going for the smaller guy with less experience, who's never doped and never cheated. Why are we not going for that guy? What would make a person go for the other bigger guy who cheats? Right? Who goes for that? Who's been doped twice, which I didn't even mention. Right? So what are we going for him for? Why are we so happy that the bigger cheater won the fight? It was on the ground longer than 10 seconds and 2 different times. Why are we going for him? What would be the reason? And whatever the reason is, it's sinister. Unless you're a family member or maybe come from the same country. Those are exceptions. Anybody else has a sinister reason for that. And that's why I don't play that. Deontay Wilder is still my heavyweight champ. First of all, because Anthony Joshua didn't want none. Right? I've never seen Deontay Wilder not want to fight somebody. I saw Deontay Wilder take a fight with Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz, who nobody wants to fight, and took 2 times as a voluntary for Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz. That guy, his legacy's done. So coming back, and here's another thing. I don't think Deontay Wilder's punch resistance will ever be the same. And the reason why is fight 2. When you get a dent in your head, I think that messes with the punch resistance, and I don't see what I saw in fight 3, how tired he was early in the fight, stumbling around before even getting hit. That told me I don't think he's going to ever be the same again. And that's why it was imperative to investigate why that was. And since we didn't do that, I don't really want to see him no more. Even though I roll with some Deontay Wilder, his legacy was sealed for me. I'm good. But he is coming back. He says, hey, you need a heavyweight champion in the U.S. to beef up, to put a little excitement in the heavyweight division. He's probably right there. Although me personally, I don't give a damn where they come from. My favorite heavyweight and the best heavyweight of all time to me is Lennox Lewis. I don't care where Lennox Lewis from. Is he from England? Is he from Jamaica? Or is he from Canada? Who gives a damn? Lennox Lewis beats anybody in all of boxing history, no matter what weight division, 2 out of 3 times. And that's how I feel about boxing. Lennox Lewis beats anybody. Any boxer ever lived 2 out of 3 times. Lennox Lewis. And I don't have anybody. Tyson Fury, your ass too. Right? If you can beat Vitaly Klitschko, right, not even motivated in your last fight, that's ridiculous. Lennox Lewis beats anybody 2 out of 3. So I don't really care where he's from. Oh, he's not American. He don't come from L.A. He don't come from America. Who gives a damn? I don't care. He's planet Earth. That's it. That's good enough for me. One of the baddest ones walking around right now, what I'm the most impressed with right now, other than Terrence Crawford, Demetrius Andrade, is Alexander Usyk. Because Alexander Usyk, he's from Ukraine, but this dude goes to everybody's backyards to beat the hell out of them in their backyards. No one else is doing that. People can ignore that. For me, that's exceptional, right? I don't give a damn where he's from. I rode with Joseph Parker. Isn't he from New Zealand somewhere? Not even a champion now? I don't really care. That doesn't even exist for me. I wish we can all be that way, so we can just like or dislike fighters because of that, and not this damn color. Right? Because 2 things are very important. If you cut yourself and something comes out other than red, then we could talk for different. If you go to the bathroom and do the number 2 and it doesn't stink, then we could talk for something being different. If not, you the same as everybody else. Right? You just been raised somewhere that's telling you, hey, you better hate this other people, and for no damn reason. But anyway, Deontay Wilder coming back, that's good news for you. For me, it's middle news, because he didn't have to, because he's already an all-time great in my opinion. Doma Sports Talk worldwide, and I am up out of here, y'all.